Hey, Genki Call here with the Doomsayer class trial for January 6, 2021. I have 4 teams for you. 2 are almost the same. But for those that don't have legendaries, this first team is very effective. Um, I I like it. However, you're mana blocking Barghast here a little bit. Okay, so I should go over these troops. So Barghast is going to do damage to 2 enemies as long as you have an enemy underneath it, and he's going to burn and fairy fire them both, meaning spell damage is going to do extra damage from the fairy fire, and he explodes a red gem at the start of the battle. And we've got Envy, who explodes a green gem at the start of the battle and does damage to the two strongest enemies. You really want to cast him first because he's going to be boosted by enemies at full life and or full mana. And then Gluttony is here because he's a mana generator. He's going to explode 4 gems, which isn't a lot, but it's something. It's some way to get you some mana. And I actually, if you have the ability, instead of using the Mountain Crusher, use this team instead. A little different. Envy and Barghast are switched, and then use Fiend Fire or use Dancing Daggers or Spiked Manriki. Those are both class weapons, but if you have one of those 3, it's going to be a lot better to do it this way. I've used this team all the way up here to the 4th tier, and I will show you that. So I've already done the first 3 rounds as always. Your free sigils, provided that you lose no battles and no Val Ravens, should get you all the way through round 4 for the rewards. Now in the shop, I don't buy this stuff here in the shop, but the class weapon here is Sin's Harvest, and I will show you what that is, but I should say you can get this just by having 250 wins with Doomsayer class. So this is free, just have to play the game. So let's go in here and I'm going to show you the Sin's Harvest. Oops. Oh, it's there. Okay. Deal damage to all enemies, convert yellow gems to Doom Skulls. So basically, this weapon is the poor man's doomed scythe. So it's just a weaker version of a doomed weapon. So I like this weapon a lot. If you can't afford the Dooms, or if the Doomed Scythe has already been in the Soulforge recently and you want it, this is a good interim until you can get it. It's a good weapon. Let me show the upgrades. Attack, attack, magic attack. Life, eliminate 2 points of a random skill from the first enemy, gain 4 souls. Steal 2 mana from the first enemy, give all allies 2 mana, and curse the first enemy. So I think it's actually underrated, and I think it's just because we all prefer the Doomed Scythe once we get it. And then, I know I'm forgetting something. I hate forgetting things. That's okay. So I am using Doomsayer class because I do need to level it up, but you can use any class you want for the class trials. You don't have to use the one um, that we are working on. So we're working on Doomsayer right now. You can use Warlord if you want. You can use Sentinel. You can use Elementalist. Whatever you want to use, go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and I'll show you this team that I've used to get up to this point. I like the team. I love that I've got those explosions too right off the bat. And I'll go ahead and take that. So an Envy, I mean, he's already got most of his mana just like that. So I'm actually going to take the skulls, but I will show you Envy is pretty good, especially in Arena. So we'll go ahead and do this. We'll hit them up here. Boom, boom. And we'll hope for the Devourer. It's only happened a few times thus far, but he is here primarily for mana, and if he happens to devour, yay, that's awesome. But I'm not depending on him with this team. So the next team that I have here, oops, I've got to get to the right place to get the team. We've got one with Legendaries now. So I showed you the first two teams. The first one was Mountain Crusher with those same troops that I just showed. Then this one with with a weapon that will do damage to all enemies because it's faster. And there are no troops in Sin of Mirage that do damage to all enemies. So um, something that does damage to all enemies is really nice for when this kind of thing happens. At least I should say for demons. Now, Despond, let me take that back. Despond can hit all enemies. So damage to an enemy equal to their attack, then deal the same damage to all enemies above them. So if you hit the bottom troop, you can hit the entire other team. But he is only going to be useful if the other team's attack is higher than yours. So if you're really high level in an event, he's going to be really useful. But as it is, he's totally useless to me at this point because I'm higher level than all of my enemies right now. So I'm going to go ahead and also, I'm really sorry. I meant to check on this before I came in here, but you see that um, he's supposed to, yes, drain 3 mana from a random enemy when matching 4+ gems. Last time I checked, he was draining mana from your team instead of the enemy team. So I'll put in the description whether or not they've fixed that. But last I heard, you really don't want to use him because you don't want him draining your mana. Anyway, let me change this. And this is going all in on skulls. So for the class, I switched out, I was using Icy Veil. No, I'm still using Icy Veil. I was using Life Siphon. I've switched it to create a Doomstorm at the start of the battle. I'm all in for skulls on this one. I have not tested this. I don't know how well it's going to work. But we've got Wrath up front. He has no skull damage reduction, but he blows things up when he matches skulls. So that's mana for the team. He's a double mana converter. Very nice. Enrage all allies, which is awesome because you do an extra 50% attack with skulls. And then he burns them also. They might die from burn. Then we've got the Staff of Storms, which will explode a bunch of yellow gems, yada yada. It'll summon if you need it. It's here for mana generation. And then the Infernal Machine is from the Depths of Sin. You can get it with your Chaos Shards down in the Underworld, bottom left of the map. Create 8 skulls or 8 Doom Skulls boosted by my soul, summon an Iron Jaw. So basically it's going to be 8 because I have nothing on the team to get souls. And then once again, we've got Gluttony to blow things up. So it should work pretty well. Using skull damage is risky, so I tend not to do it. Tend not to do it in things where we're using sigils or if we're in the underworld delving, where if you lose one troop, you're in trouble. But I think this is going to be fine. Perfect. We'll blow things up. Kapow! Fantastic. Oh, I love it so much. I love doing skull damage. I love blowing things up. I hate it when it backfires, but I love blowing up the screen with skulls. If you've been a viewer for a while, you know that about me already. I'm going to do one more with this team because it's fun. And then we'll switch to another team. A bonus team, because I prefer, basically I do these videos for people that don't have legendaries, that don't have access to those higher tier troops. But I do have a team that you can use. If you have the Scourge of Honor, it is the only troop that does damage to all enemies, and he does true damage, so he'll be really, really fast, provided that you can get some mana for him. So what am I going to do here? This is yellow to skulls. Might as well. I don't care if I lose him, so there we go. Yay! If you want a skull spamming team, this one is effective. Alright, next up. Waha! Here we go. Manage pace. This is the bonus team. Now, Sibyl of Lust is like Gluttony. Sibyl of Lust is going to explode 1 purple gem boosted by demon allies. Well, our entire team is demon, and so she'll explode about the same amount as Gluttony. We've got that explode a green gem at the start of battle here. We don't have that with, because we don't have Envy with us, but she does start battle with 75% mana, which will help. And then she is partially mana blocking the Scourge of Honor, but yeah, I don't think it's going to matter. I haven't tested it, so let's test this out. And then what we'll do after that, provided that I don't lose my sigils, is we'll do the very first team I showed you with Mountain Crusher to see how that works. Yep, I'll take this. So she's going to blow things up. Kapow! Not a lot of mana, but I'll take what I can get. And brown, Scourge of Honor. My Scourge of Honor does quite a lot of damage, so because of my level, my power levels especially, my power level and my kingdom levels make a huge difference. So we'll do this, and Fiend Fire, yes. Wahaha. Alright, so that is an option if you have the Scourge of Honor. That will work. And then now let's use the lowest tier team. The very first one I showed you, since I've got the sigils to do it. I think I have the sigils to do it. This is the Mountain Crusher, Barghast, Envy, Gluttony team. So let's see how this goes. And this is the hardest battle. You saw that the one on the right is the hardest of the 5 battles. So let's see how it goes. It should work fine. Now, I have the Doomstorm turned off for all of these teams, except for the one that I went all in with. See, I've got Life Siphon instead of Doomstorm. So, let's see. I need brown, really. I'll do that. Some more brown. Blow things up. Kapow! Love it, love it. Okay. Now, the Valraven is immune to... Oh, I thought he was immune to Devour. Isn't that interesting? Well, let's go ahead and try to devour him. Nope. It was worth a try, though. Alright, we'll do this. And, you know, it's slower, but still, I think, going to be very effective. Except I need some mana. Mana, mana, mana. There we go. Thanks for the mana, buddy. Okay, if you're going to be that way. And we'll do this. Have him take 2 of them at once. Blow things up. It really is going to be more effective to use Fiend Fire or one of the yellow weapons that I mentioned. But as you can see, it does work. It's just slower. So that is what I have for you for the class trial for this lovely January day or night, wherever you may be. If you have any questions, please let me know in the description box below. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye!